Hello, welcome back. Today's reading is for a young female Scorpio. She is just starting out on her own in the world. So let's see what we have for her today. So, of course, you guys all know any card that falls out is super important. So we'll just shuffle them up a little. And we'll get started. Influence is the card that fell out, and we will read that one later. So we are doing a full layout reading. Card number 1. The first 3 cards are the heart of what is going on right now. Isolation. Communication. Waterproof. The next 2 cards are your past. Release. Luck. Your next 2 cards are your present. Upheaval. That's the one that fell out. Routine. Your next card is last card in your past. Freedom. The next card is the last card in your present. Nature. The next 3 cards are your future. Wrath. Resistance. Fear. And everything has to do with the influence card. So we're going to dig deep into the first 3 cards. So the first card, isolation. And I want to ask, even when you're surrounded by a group of people, do you have a feeling of being alone sometimes? Well, the isolation card brings to surface feelings associated with abandonment and can represent a block centered around a fear that your actions may lead to not being accepted or removed from a group. You may also have a fear that you no longer are fitting in with your family, and that may prevent you from reaching your greatest potential. The next card is communication. Communication brings the message to speak up. Whoops, it's not even in. To speak up. State what you want. You might think that the people around you know your needs and desires, but that's truly not the case. Now is the time to articulate your wishes. Communication asks that you get clear on what you want so that there will be no misunderstanding or confusion later. And the very last card of the heart of the situation right now is waterproof. And the waterproof card asks you to, you have the ability to create a waterproof exterior. When we are waterproof, we are protected from others' draining emotions. They weigh us down. They truly do. Being waterproof allows you to experience a storm without letting it hold you back. When we are waterproof, the words, actions, and emotions of those around us do not impact our perception of who we are or our self-worth. Casual insults, snarky remarks, comments, and those emotional vampires don't bother someone who is waterproof. Being dragged into someone else's drama can take an emotional toll and leave you feeling waterlogged. But when you are waterproof, you can be a good listener and a great shoulder to cry on without absorbing their emotions, leaving you free to support others in need. So waterproof asks you to create a barrier between the feelings of others and yourself when that inner strength is needed. Let's jump into your past real quick and check out the first two cards. So the first card in your past is release. You finally, at some point in time, realized that you needed help moving forward and accepting an ending. You knew it was time to move on and rise up and release yourself from the past. The release card represents the transition between letting go and moving on. It is that moment when we become aware that we can no longer hold on to the past or an event that cannot be altered. You may need to consider if your situation is blocked or impacted by something that needs to be released. Don't forget, this is your past. The next card in your past is the luck card. And luck does not happen by accident. It often feels that way. But luck occurs when we are in the right position at the right time with the right skills. And you've got those. But when luck appears, good fortune is coming. It will be your talent that will seal the deal. So you have some past experiences. We'll just say past experiences that are going to help you in your future. The next card, freedom. Freedom brings movement, flexibility, and the ability to expand your horizons. Whether it is freedom to travel, freedom to make the decisions at work, or freedom to splurge on your favorite meal. When this card appears, you may need to ask yourself some questions. In which areas of your life would you like to expand your freedom? And what exactly is your definition of freedom? This is stuff you have experienced in the past and are now bringing to your present, which is where we're going now. So the first card in your present is the upheaval card. Nature does not discriminate. Upheaval is a reminder that things can change on a whim through no fault of your own. So are you prepared for change? Are you able to regain your composure and fly off to a better, more stable position? From being laid off or being forced to move to a new home, change can appear sudden and sometimes cruel, but not always. Sometimes there are clues that change is coming, yet we ignore the signs. Don't ignore the signs. Sometimes change can bring a fortunate situation or moves us into a position to receive a greater opportunity. So when the upheaval card appears, you need to ask yourself if you can feel the rumblings, like a seismic wave just below the surface. That something is about to shift in your life. When you connect with your intuition, you will get a feeling that something is about to happen. You will pick up on the changing energy that will soon impact your life. When you can anticipate a coming upheaval, you will be better able to plan for the shakeup. Let's go to routine. The routine card speaks to the things we do out of habit because it is part of who we are, what is actually expected of us. In many ways, it is routine that creates stability. However, it can also lead to stagnation or getting into a rut. Ask yourself, are you in a routine that makes a foundation for success? Or are you merely going through the motions because you don't know what else to do? Maybe that's all you know. Nature. Mother Nature resides so far away, so it feels at times, right? But she is here in the grass that sprouts up in the cracks on the sidewalk, in the overgrown empty lots, in the birds that mingle with us in the park. All we need to do is look, and we will find that connection. Nature asks that you see the evidence of divine energy that is all around you, regardless of the landscape. When nature appears, it may also indicate that you are long overdue for some outside time. Take this as a cue to go for a walk, head out into a park, or go to the beach. New ideas and inspiration will come through connecting with nature. Let's check into the 3 future cards. So the very first card in your future is Wrath. Wrath is a powerful card. Wrath creates a powerful energy. It can be destructive and can lead you down a path that may strain or cause friction within a relationship. This is future. Now, it could be immediate future. It's future. Wrath adds another element to anger, the element of revenge. It's not just enough for the offender to know that you are angry. You feel they must also feel or experience that anger in some way. Wrath asks you to consider the energy that you're wasting in your anger. Is it one that will in the end create a positive change in the relationship? Or are you creating resentment that fuels the desire for future revenge? Although it may have been a single event that caused the energy of anger to present itself, it is through wrath that the anger mutates and splinters, creating a breakdown in the relationship and negative emotions. What wrath is asking is that the energy you create with your anger is you change it and you use it. Change and use it for the good. No revenge. No wrath. Resistance. Second card in your future. Have you ever seen a crow get thrown by the wind? Or any bird? The bird may get taken off guard, but it finds its balance again. This is important. It finds its balance again. Resistance brings an obstacle or adds friction to a situation. Ideas that once would have sailed into completion might now require some additional work. You may find a project or goal now requires an extra step to pass on to another phase. Resistance might manifest itself as a need for approval from an outside influence, and that takes longer to achieve. When resistance appears in a reading, you are asked to be adaptable and find the path of least resistance. Let me repeat that. When resistance appears, you are asked to be adaptable and find the path of least resistance. Let's check out that last card, fear. Have you ever seen crows hanging around a scarecrow? I'm sure at one time they were afraid of it. But over time, with knowledge, that fear disappeared. Are there old beliefs passed down from generation to generation that hold you back out of fear? Fear asks that you examine your beliefs. Are they in sync with reality? Are your decisions and actions based on old information that no longer holds relevance today? Sure, fear can save us from making painful or costly mistakes. However, if given too much power, fear also creates inaction and stagnation, which also was in your present as well. Fear prevents our creative mind from exploring all possible solutions to our problems. When this card appears, you may need to consider looking inward and checking in to see where you are allowing fear to limit your potential. Repeat, where you are allowing fear to limit your potential. As the saying goes, fortune favors the brave. Just as the crow on the scarecrow's head He reaps the benefits of a field of untapped potential, as the fearful crows hold back. You too have an opportunity where fear keeps others at bay. For you, the fearless, all you need to do is swoop in and seize the moment. And let's dig into this card that fell out while we were shuffling, the influence card. Influence brings to your awareness the decisions that you may not have made if it weren't for an outside force leading the way. Like a Pied Piper leading the way with intoxicating music, you may be caught in another spell. A situation, whether it be current, from the past, or in the near future, may be the result of someone's charm or talent at swaying people. When influence appears, consider taking a moment to examine if you have been swayed into making a decision that you might not have made if the situation were different. For example, a salesperson may influence your decision to buy something you can't afford if they know the right way to manipulate you. So, my young Scorpio viewer, don't hold back. Don't get stuck in a routine. Go outside and enjoy nature. Don't let other people's feelings bring you down. And never revenge. Never. And for you, the fearless, the opportunities and options are wide open. You've learned a lot from your past that you can take with you into your future. If you like this type of content, please give my video a thumbs up. Like, comment, subscribe, share. We would love to have you in the family. I hope you have the best day ever, and I'll see you in the next video.